Alright, I'm at work right now and I'm gonna get some opinions from my coworkers here. Let's see what's going on out here. How long have you worked here?
20 years.
Is this your first serving job?
No.
No.
I've had many serving jobs.
Many. So you're not new to the
No.
new to the serving industry.
I've been in the industry since I was 16.
16. How long have you worked in the restaurant industry?
I would say for probably 6 years now.
6 years. How long have you been a server?
I've been serving tables since 2006, so 9 years.
9 years.
Been serving for 1.5 years here, and then before that I was somewhere for almost 4 years at the same place. And then I've worked in a coffee shop before.
Do you think a lot of servers choose this job because they really like it, or do some people, do you feel like it's kind of a have to, like with students or people with families? How do you feel about that?
For most people, I'd say it's a have to. It pays better than a lot of the other hourly wage jobs. You can make a lot more than working just a regular job at any department store or any fast food place. And especially for students, it helps out with the flexible hours. They can work the hours they can, you know, with the classes they're taking and stuff. So.
Do people ever make you feel like degraded because you're a server at all? I mean,
Yes.
how so?
I had a gentleman who was asking something to referring to how something was worded on the menu, and he said, well, why would I ask you? You're just a server.
Ooh.
It made me mad because I have a college degree, so somebody shouldn't think that just because you're a server, you're not an intelligent person.
So is this a job that like you chose to do over
Yes.
everything? You actually
Yes.
enjoy it and you
Yes.
like meeting people and
Yes, I had a very good job. I'm a business major, and I had a very good job at an insurance company, and I stopped working there to go back to serving.
I'm married, and my husband just got a job, but he was working here before, and I have a 3-year-old daughter.
So is serving, since it's a lot of different hours sometimes, is it hard to like find childcare like for your daughter while you guys are working, or?
Well, we're lucky because we have family that watches her, and we've never had to find childcare, just because we've been able to work our schedules, which actually is one nice thing about serving for us, was that, you know, we could kind of make our schedules what we wanted it to be, so that we wouldn't have to put her in childcare.
What would you say to people who think that people shouldn't get tipped because this is a job that we choose? Like, do you think that's right of them to say that we shouldn't get
I mean,
tipped?
it's their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So, I mean, if that's how they felt, then there's really no way I could change their mind. But I just feel if we're providing a service and we're taking care of somebody, then we should get paid.
How do you feel, what do you feel about the people that say that servers choose to do this job, so they shouldn't be tipped, the business should actually pay them? Like, do you think that's right, or how do you feel about that?
I enjoy working for tips. It makes me feel like I've done a good job when I get tipped well for giving good service.
So serving is a good job and for like flexibility with...
Yeah, as far as being able to work your schedule around, you know, so that my husband's working one time and I'm working another, and we can just juggle watching her instead of putting her in a childcare.
And it was good for him because he just graduated from college, I know, and got a job. So it was also really good for him for flexibility wise.
Right, like extra money while he was still in school, and you know, now even picking up shifts every once in a while for extra money. So I mean, that's been great.
How would you feel if the restaurant industry started giving salary to servers and then taking away tipping? Do you think servers would get kind of lazy because they're guaranteed their salary, or
Good motivation for, if it's a really busy night, it keeps you motivated that you're going to be making more money that night. And I'm not sure how that would work with like the hours, but I don't know.
if the restaurant industry were to do away with tipping altogether and offer salary, how do you think that would work?
I do not think that would work. I think there's too many things that go on in a restaurant that are pretty exclusive to the restaurant industry. You get a lot of people that are, you have people that come on as seasonal workers. You have people that don't necessarily work the same number of hours every single day. So determining salaries for those type of people is very difficult, and it's very different. It's very, kind of changes from day to day. It's never the same thing. And on top of that, for example, like a restaurant that we work in, a very large restaurant, on one night, we can only need 5 servers in the Jonas side, and the very next night we can need 15. So, you can't have that many people on your schedule staffed and salary all of it, which that's why the restaurant industry works, is because you do have salary employees or hourly employees that work management, back of the house, some of the bartenders, stuff like that, because they have they have set tasks that go in at the same time, stuff like that.
What would you consider to be like an acceptable tip?
18%.
18 to 20%. I mean, if you don't feel like the service was good enough, then you can give them like a 10% or less. But generally I would say at least 15%, because the servers don't make anything per hour, so.
Well, if I do a good job, never let their cups get empty, or they don't have any complaints, and I feel that 20% is a good tip.
I think 15% is kind of the low end. I think 18%, and then everybody loves 20%. But I mean,
Would you ever not tip somebody? Even if they purposely did a bad job, or if they had like a bad day
I
or
think
something?
it would have to be like something really bad would have to happen. But I always tip, even if it's not like the best service. I always tip.
No, I would say between 10 and 15% if somebody did a bad job.
Something.
I would never not tip anybody, but I might not tip them 20%. I would just go off of what I felt they deserved. But I could never not tip somebody.
Now, I've read some articles online that people are against tipping because they think this is a job that we chose and then the business should pay them. What would you say to those people?
I would say that tip means to ensure prompt service. So if you expect someone to give you outstanding service, then you need to tip.
Encourage people to leave decent tips if their servers do a good job, because that's their income.
I think we've had a little bit of with some of the things that you've seen people say recently, like don't tip or don't worry about tipping or whatever. Tipping is entirely based off of what job that you think that your server did. And I think a lot of people that haven't worked in the industry don't understand that that's not how, they don't get their wages made up if they have a bad night or something like that. Tipping is what the majority of front of the house employees make their money on.